Alrighty, so next up for you guys, we do have Tom Tien, as I have mentioned a numerous amount of times already. Uh, Unfortunately, I forgot exactly last time I saw him play. I know he was on one of these. He was definitely on one of these critique streams before, like at least submitting a VOD. Um, and I know I was specifically watching him when I was recording this. Unfortunately, because it was so long ago, I don't remember exactly what I was going to say. It's nice that I get to talk about the Pikachu matchup too, because this is a matchup I surprisingly have a decent amount of experience with. So I know a lot what to look out for, the things that you should be scared of, the things that you shouldn't be scared of. Uh, One of the bottom line things is that there are not many good Pikachus. Pikachu is a very hard character. Despite how good Pikachu is, he's a hard character to use. You're not going to find a lot of good people that actually know what to do with him. And because of that, there's a lot of very easy exploitable habits that you can take advantage of and like just really, really pulverize players with. So we'll probably see a decent amount of those come up here. But like overall, this matchup hasn't really changed much. The one thing that he got is that down air is really good for killing early. But outside of that, neutral's still going to be the same. Like shield, like the reason why Pikachu's Nair doesn't matter is because it does not affect your shield can gameplay at all. No matter what, that's still losing to shield can, and that's kind of like the one. That's the thing that keeps Pikachu in check so hard in this matchup. Like he does not have an answer to shield can, and not to mention we destroy his T-Jolt game. Like T-Jolt is not an issue at all in this matchup, just because of the way that our projectiles can intercept it and all that. The one area T-Jolt is good in is edge guarding. Very, very good for dealing with can, and like if you don't have anything set up and you have a wall stitch like this, he can actually keep using T-Jolt, and as long as he times it correctly, like kind of prevent you from grabbing the ledge. Of course we can like move away and then air dodge up to get around it, but like depending on where you are in some instances, it can make it a little tricky, because like sometimes if you wait too long, that'll just be a free down air for him. So if they're experienced, they can do a lot with that. If they aren't, it's going to be hard for them to know the exact timings to do certain things. So that's something that you can rely on a lot. Um, it does not beat Shield Can, though. Like, Nair's not that good. Short hop back air. Again, as Pikachu short hop back air? So that shouldn't be an issue at all. But yeah, let's go in and dive right in. Yeah, like jump can is probably gonna be the thing that you're gonna be doing first. Of course, I don't agree with doing the shield can there. I mean the clay pigeon. I think he was a little bit late on getting that fair out. Also, yeah, do not jump right into your can afterwards. Can should be controlling the space. Yeah, a little bit too far away. So yeah, that gunman is gonna permanently take care of the T-Jolt. So I was going to be aware of that. And keep in mind now that that can is always going to blow up on that gunman. So that's another thing that you can abuse with this matchup. If you get like the lanky or black coat. Yeah, good timing on that jump away. So you had enough time to actually come in and punish with a fair there. But obviously if you're not comfortable with the timing for Pikachu's F smash punishing, don't do it. In a moment like that, I would just let Can anchor. And that was a free up air, but I think he whiffed a grab. Also, you have to realize, if they're shielding on top of Can, that's your cue to just go in and get a grab. Most people are not going to have the discipline to drop shield there unless they just roll away. So that was a pretty good mix up there. It's just that, he wasn't exactly ready for it himself. But the good thing he's still alive. Obviously, I'd say definitely go for the ledge setup more, because he didn't go for a setup. It made it super easy for Pikachu to get back. But at least he's playing really safe right now. Yeah, it's good he didn't go for a shield grab there. I wouldn't have trusted that to work. Fair isn't safe, but like I think he drifted back enough that it would have whiffed. And of course, Pikachu's lighter than you. So he's going to be dying pretty early. And, again, don't jump right into your can. That was a very easy combo to get there. And real quick side note here. This is going to mostly pertain to clay pigeon combos if you land them. Pikachu's really strange. So because he is light and a fast fall, he actually suffers from the most amount of hit stun out of any character. So he's the easiest character to true combo outside of just like the hurt box size and everything. So like if you land that clay pigeon, like you have a guaranteed aerial after that. Don't be afraid. Just hit him. No. Self-detonation kills you at 150%. So it'll kill Pikachu earlier than that. So that's actually a pertinent number to know. But can should kill him below 150 unless you're on a very big stage. Yeah, good spot dodge from the Pikachu player. I would have liked him to ping the can to just follow him up on top of the stage. Because like most people, when the can's after them, they're going to roll on stage. Yeah, he could have punished that dash attack, but I don't blame the jump away there if you're not confident in it. Pikachu's not really a character you're going to be F-smashing. Like, he's a little bit too mobile and too airborne. Also, you know, be careful with landing on top of your can, because, like, that was, like, the perfect opportunity for Can to just blow up because it was getting pressure with T-Jolts. Kind of like that. Also, just let him anchor the can. Like, when you ping the can, that gets rid of the anchor. So just let it anchor it twice, and then you really don't have to worry about T-Jolt after that. Yeah, you can't air dodge that early. Remember, always make sure you throw out an aerial so you land with less lag, preferably Nair. You're always jumping there. Like, this is like day one like scrub tactic to beat. Yeah, it's a very easy aerial right there. Good tech. Yeah, unfortunately you double buffered that. Yeah, the other thing too is like you could have actually no, you couldn't have really done the wall jump there, but like I would have just like turned away at least. Yeah, I had to like sift through them all. But yeah, no, just focus on using Anchor Can against like T-Jolt spamming, because like once you do that, they have to approach you. Also, because he's going to be jumping a lot, you can generally call it out with, like, up airs. It's going to outrange him for the most part. See, watch out. Like, he's calling out your jumps now. And, you know, because he's a very campy Pikachu, he's letting you set up Gunman as well, which you're not doing. Also, he always likes to jump an up air afterwards, so as long as you kept that in mind, that's a very easy placement to get a fair in. He was coming after you, so just make sure you watch him. You didn't cancel with Nair, so that made it very easy to punish. Truth be told, he probably could have killed you off of that, but probably not. Doesn't know a route for it. Good techs. Air dodge up. Nope. You gotta make sure you cancel it. See, like, you already had Can anchored, so you know he's going to try and hit it afterwards, so you can just use that as a bait. And then, like, there, he was on top of you. He has a higher percentage, so you'll have frame advantage, so you could have just buffered an up air. That would have punished him. I remember, like, you could have just, like, thrown a Gunman down and then got the can out. So if that way you deal with the T-Jolt, so you don't have to worry about that. Get the can out. He probably would have been trying to quick attack into you, so you could have planned for that. Good block. And, like, that was a really good use of the can extension there. Like, that's something that I do need to, like, look into doing more, but I don't play Duck Hunt enough to really practice that. Okay. Decent setup there. Not sure. I have a feeling you were trying to attack cancel there. This is what it looked like to me. Again, please do not go into that special fault. That makes you land with 30 frames of end lag. Do not do that to yourself. Make sure you cancel it with Nair. Yeah, so getting the hitbox extension there. You have to keep in mind you had more gravity on it, so that setup would have been very hard to get. No SD at least. Also, you're not air dodging to the ledge too, so you need to be careful about that. At least you're aware about that little setup you had. Do need to be a little bit more aware about him attacking your can. It's like it doesn't look like you know how to deal with it. Just at least understand the trajectory it's going to go when it gets hit by it. It just like kind of like knocks it forward a little bit. It's never going to do Super Saiyan unless you've got stored knockback on it. Again, this is the easiest character to hit with the clay pigeon combos outside of the hurt box. Most true. So, not a bad one to practice it on. You never just can right into him. Even if you did a can aside, it really wouldn't have been that good for you. Again, like these can aside hits are really hurting you. And just stop standing there. Like, you're just making this really hard on yourself. Like, if you jumped there, Pikachu has nothing that's going to flat out kill you. If anything, you would have been able to at least, like, trade with him at the very worst. And it's like, everything you could have traded with would have been a multi-hit. So, like, your one big strong hit would flat out beat out anything that he would have done. Again, like, Pikachu is in burst range, so that gunman was very easy to punish. Good text, though. Like, I'm happy that you've been at least consistent with that. Now that's, yeah, free up air. Good thing you're aware about that. Yeah. You had to keep in mind, like, you know, when you hit that can so close to him, it's just gonna hit you as well. And then you have to keep an eye out for those T-Jolts at all times. Does T-Jolt go past can? Okay, so I'll explain Anchor Can to you real quick, because that's an important concept to know. So Anchor Can is a property where if can gets hit by a projectile twice, it's going to... I just realized we weren't doing the desktop stream. We should be doing that one. So let me put Pikachu on real quick. Okay, Pikachu. So Anchor Can's a property where when the can gets hit by two projectiles, it will not move. It physically will not move unless you ping it or if you hit it with an attack. But projectiles will have no effect on it. So... well, actually, I can just set Pikachu too. Let's move him first. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, we're just gonna control him. Okay, so see, now it's no longer gonna move. It's just gonna absorb it the entire time. The other thing that you can do against like quick like T-Jolt is this. So if you just crouch, you're not going to have to deal with it as much. I guess the better example to give would be something like Falco lasers, because that gets hit by it. Wow, even that close. Huh. So Pichu, after they nerfed Pichu's hurt box, like they made his hurt box bigger, you can actually do it pretty easily. Yeah, so T-Gelt's a little bit different. Still though, like Gunman is like always going to be your first priority on the T-Gelts, just because like that's going to guarantee catch it. Well, actually, I'm going to show that off first real quick. Put it on control. So your first order of business is to get like Gunman out. So when you do this, like that's not going to hit you at all. But yeah, see, like once you have it set up, it's just not going to go past it. Oh, okay. So I was a little bit wrong about that. So if you ping the can, it actually still will keep it the anchor can properties. The only time that you lose it is, so let me first. So now the anchor's in effect, but now that I hit it, now it'll do that. So also because it stored the knockback of the T-Jolt hitting it, that's the reason why it went nowhere. So now look at me when I do like a F-tilt. It only does that because it got hit by T-Jolt, so you have to hit it to reset it. And that's basically the basics of anchor can. Very, very good against projectiles. So in this case, because you can ping it, you're going to want to ping it to make sure it messes with the T-Jolt. But just keep in mind, when the T-Jolt does hit the can, it will be used against you if it touches you. So you can just like let it just touch it and do nothing. Yeah, now it's good. But yeah. In terms of like clay pigeon combos, like the good thing is when Pikachu's running, it's very hard. But like as long as you land one on him, it's very easy to just like keep him comboed for like the end of it and everything. Just because like he just suffers that much hit stun. So definitely like make sure you get those on him. So Pikachu's one of those characters you just want to be playing neutral the least amount of time when you're fighting him. Yeah, no, of course. Like it's an important concept to understand for this. It's actually good I refreshed that you can ping it. It's just the main issue is if you touch it. You just don't want to do that. Yeah, Gunman's going to be the main one I'm always going to try to body block with, because that's just the most useful one to do. I finally got this bug mouse flying around too, so that's nice. Okay, so let's continue. See, like there. See, like that's how effective anchor can be. As long as you got the right placement, like there's not too much that he's gonna do about it. But see, when he fairs it, now that gets rid of anchor can. That was such a bad jump there. But he was lucky that Pikachu wasn't ready for it. Let me check something real quick. Let me look at the hitbox for Skull Bash real quick, because like if it's like what it was in a different game, it actually might be super easy to punish. Okay, so something important to know about Skull Bash. So this is so when he first launches, you're going to notice that a little part of his head is jutting out. But then when it goes weaker, then the hitbox gets smaller. So you can actually just throw out an attack and it'll win. A little bit harder for Duck Hunt, just because like our hitbox will be going into it. But you can definitely do it. Same thing with a quick attack is all you're doing with this move is throw out a hitbox, like a lingering nair, and this hitbox can literally never touch you. So like that's always an important tactic to know against him. Gunman into can, that's a little bit harder to set up. But yeah, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, definitely, probably meant to throw out a can there. That just didn't look like a clay pigeon. Yeah, so Pikachu is short enough that, like, hitting clay pigeon on shield he'll be able to run under it. I know there's a lot of characters that can, but Pikachu's one of the few that can. See, like right there, if he just threw out a back air, that would have killed. But lucky for him, he just ran right into that can. And again, it's like we don't really see any gunmans there just to deal with the T-Jolts and all that. Because like it's one thing if the Pikachu was like super aggressive, but like since he's displayed a willingness not to be, that's something that you can use against him very easily. And then again, not landing with an attack makes it so much easier to get that punish. And also his refusal to go to ledge. Like he tries to like recover high all the time. And like once you're not mixing it up, it's just easy to call out and get a kill on. Especially if you know how laggy that up B is. If you don't, then you might respect it a little bit too much. But you know, Pikachu's dash attack's a pretty decent kill move. And that's the other thing too. You can attack T-Jolt as well. So when Pikachu is doing... Yeah. So when Pikachu's doing this, if you're near him, you can just kind of like jump and aerial him. And there's not too much you have to worry about because your attack will beat out T-Jolt and then it'll hit him. So he has to like drift back to make that safe. So see, like when he's drifting forward with it, if you like jumped and came down with an aerial, you would hit Pikachu and then it would clank out the Thunder Jolt. So you really don't have to worry about it. That's the other thing too. So the other reason why you want to use Gunman is for this reason right here. Did I go back too far? I think I went back too far. So when the Thunder Jolt is stale twice, so it has to hit an object twice, Clay Pigeon will just rip right through it. So if you time it correctly with them, like doing it like from like their full hop and they're going down with it, Clay Pigeon will automatically go through it and then auto punish Pikachu. So it's a very free opening to get. And then of course if Pikachu's doing it on the ground, then that's even freer. So that's the reason why you really want the Gunman to take it, because that does stale T-Jolt. Like it really reduces the effectiveness that it can do it. And then as long as you watch the pattern correctly, you can Clay Pigeon right through it and just get a huge punish. Like if you hit Clay Pigeon at like 80%, and if you have the entire stage to work with, that should realistically kill Pikachu. Except he didn't do it. Like he wouldn't have killed him at that percentage unless like he did like a very sneaky thing into an F smash. But yeah, it's just like, oh man, he got punished instead when he should have like blown him up for that. Of course, not believing his hits again too. Also, Pikachu hitting the Gunman does like extend the hitbox duration, so it does make it easier to punish him. I don't think he could have air dodged yet. I think he had to wait like a couple of more frames. That wasn't a bad way to use the T-Jolt. However, that's a little bit of an advanced technique. I'd say it's kind of way beyond what Tom can do. So let's show this off again. That. So basically, because you suffer such low hit stun off of it, you could throw out a Clay Pigeon tall if you think you can call up like a short hop, immediately take you out of hit stun, and then have it hit them, detonate it, and then go punish them. But that's more big brained. Real tactic though, very very real tactic. No, we're not seeing many grabs at all. And also, just like those high recoveries are so bad. And that too. See, if you're not watching what you're doing, like you're just gonna get eaten alive. So watch what your opponent's doing. Like your recovery is your absolute worst aspect of your gameplay. Like watch your opponent. Make sure you're going to ledge. Like ledge is safe. Ledge is very safe to go to. Don't be afraid to go there. Going high makes it very easy to kill you. Like Pikachu could just run up charge ups like an up smash for a little bit, or just down smash, because down smash is stronger than F smash in general, unless you have the sweet spot of F smash, which is actually a bit tricky to get. So it's like you're just making yourself vulnerable like that. Losing your jump is kind of a death sentence, especially against certain characters. If this Pikachu was better again at edge guarding, death sentence. But since he wasn't that good, that wasn't a death sentence. And also your techs are very good too, so you had that working for you whenever. But learn how to push your advantage. Keep in mind all those different things that I was saying, because there's a lot. Learn to deal with T-Jolt. That was your second biggest issue, is like, have Gunman, stale it, and then like have that as the wall. And don't be afraid to use Anchor Can, of course, because Anchor Cans carry over even with pings. You can use that to your advantage too, to just keep blocking it. And then once it's in a spot that it keeps absorbing, then you're good there. And then, just know your combos on him too. Get comfortable with beating out Skull Bash though too, because like if they happen to do that, that's a very easy edge guard. But if they don't do it much, then don't bother, because that's not a move you should be using too often as Pikachu. Because he was T-Gel camping, you didn't have too many instances to use Shield Can, but like once you deal with T-Gel camping like a lot better than that, then that will come into play. So I couldn't really comment on that. But generally speaking, once you deal with T-Gel camping, then Shield Can's the next thing that you do. And then also do not go for way less Canicides, because like those were not betting fit of you in any capacity at all. And definitely grab more too, because like you gave him no reason not to keep shielding, and that made him very safe too. And I don't think you're in here, so I think we'll leave it at that. Oh, also, when you up B, make sure you use an aerial to land. Nair specifically, because that lasts a long time and has the least amount of lag. Just like Nair and fall down. Do not let yourself go into special fall and fall down. That's a death sentence unless you're trying to grab the ledge. If you're grabbing the ledge, you do that. If you're landing on stage specifically, you use Nair. No matter what. Always use Nair.